Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another Division video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about skills, talents and perks. But to manage your expectations, this isn't going to be me going over every single one in detail. Instead, I want to talk about what these three groups or pillars are and how they differ from one another. If you want to see all of them in depth, then just hang tight for a little bit longer. Part of my embargo restrictions request that I don't delve into every single one of these in detail right now, so I'm simply going to delay that video till say next week when we're a little bit closer to the beta. In the meantime, if you do enjoy this video, then it would be super appreciated if you could drop a like, and also let me know down below if there's something you're still dying to know that I haven't yet covered. Now, when you open up the menu and you head over to the abilities page, you'll be greeted by this screen. The first page is skills, the second is talents, and the last is perks. And all three of these groups fall within the three main pillars or branches in the division: medical, tech and security. But what do they all do? Well, skills are the ones you'll be most familiar with. These are player triggered abilities that are equipped and can be used in combat whenever you please, provided of course your skill isn't recharging. You can equip 2 base skills, that's the top 3 in each column, and 1 signature skill. Those are the last ones with the coloured outline representing the corresponding branch. And what's more, the skills you equip can come from any of the 3 branches. So you could say, for example, go full medical, you could mix it up and go with 1 of each, or you could say take 2 of one and 1 of another. The choice is entirely up to you. All of these skills, as mentioned in the base of operations video, are unlocked by completing missions and upgrading wings in the respective branches back at base. Skills can also be modified with a range of different mods, again unlocked through base upgrades. Some example mods are, say, the ability to turn the turret into either a flamethrower with the Dragon Breath mod, or an electric turret with the Zapper mod. Alternatively, you have, say, the Recharger mod for the Smart Cover, which allows your allies to slowly regenerate health whilst covering behind that particular piece of cover. And one of my personal favourites is the Tactical Scanner mod for the Pulse skill. This gives you a damage increase when attacking hostile targets that are identified by the pulse. So I typically take this with me into the Dark Zone and scan enemies or players before I engage them so that I can gain a damage boost. As you can see, there are a lot of options to choose from, but we're not going through all of them right now, so let's get back on topic. Skills are, as mentioned, player triggered actions. The skills you choose are assigned to whatever buttons you map them to. On Xbox One, that's LB, RB and LB plus RB for the signature skill, and you can then use them in combat as you see fit. You can also change skills as often as you like. There's no respec cost or penalty. It's just probably best you don't do it in combat because the game won't wait for you while you're in your menu, so you'll probably end up dead. Talents, on the other hand, are different. Talents are passive abilities that are triggered by very specific player actions. For example, a particularly useful support talent is Combat Medic, where if you use a medkit whilst near your allies, you can heal group members and proxies within 20 meters by 40%. So it's a good way to get the most out of your medkits. Alternatively, on the other end of the spectrum, down the security tree, you have One is None, where if you headshot a hostile, you have a 50% chance to not consume a bullet, which is pretty useful if, like me, you tend to use marksman rifles with like a zoom scope and you tend to sort of headshot those enemies. You even have talents that are triggered by movement, say the evasive action talent down the tech tree. This is triggered whilst performing a cover-to-cover move, which is where you jump from one piece of cover to the other using the smart system as opposed to just walking there yourself. And if you do this, you gain 30% damage resistance, which is always handy if the move results you being out in the open. Again, you get the idea. These talents are not manually triggered, but are instead activated once certain conditions have been met. Much like skills, however, these also need to be equipped. You can equip 4 of them, and these can again be changed as frequently as you like, but you still have to choose, so choose wisely. Finally, you have perks. These are also passive, and while they do come under the abilities section of the menu, I'd kind of call them more, say, options or sort of just things that exist in the background because they're not necessarily abilities like talents. These are more options that are unlocked. For example, the first one in the medical tree simply increases your medkit inventory by 1, and there's actually a second one of these further down the tree, so once you have them both, you can carry 5 medkits instead of just 3. Alternatively, down the tech tree, you have some pretty handy resource gathering perks like Engineer and Craftsman, where you'll actually collect tools or electronics in the tech wing once per hour, which is pretty handy if you want to passively build up your crafting resources. You could then just play all day, go back and find you've got a stash of resources which you could then go and use to craft some items. Alternatively, down the security tree, one of the early skills that'll be super useful for those of you looking to hit max level as fast as possible, Experienced Agent increases your XP gained from all activities by 10%. So if you're trying to take the golden line through the game, then you'll likely want to prioritize a few security missions early on to grab that XP gain before doing everything else. And that is pretty much it. So as a quick recap, skills are player controlled abilities that can be used at any time, provided they're not on cooldown, and you can have 3 of them equipped at any one time. 2 base, 1 signature. Talents, on the other hand, are abilities that are triggered when certain conditions have been met, and you can equip 4 of these in total. and perks are unlocked as you go and act as passive abilities or options that tap into the various aspects of your agents. Perks, unlike the others, are all active once you unlock them, so you don't have to equip them, nor do you have to pick and choose your favourite. There are 40 in total, and once you have them all, you're pretty much at your peak. Unless of course you factor in gear, but that is a whole other topic for a completely different video. And that, my friends, brings me nicely to the end of this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully it answered any questions relating to this topic. Of course, if you do have any more questions, then drop them down below. But aside from that, thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for another Division video, and take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.